It's 2:15 a.m. You're exhausted. You have a massive meeting or a long day ahead of you, but instead of sleeping, your brain has decided now is the perfect time to remind you of that slightly awkward thing you said to a coworker. Why does our brain do this? Why is it that the moment the lights go out, our anxiety turns the volume up to 11? Today, we're deconstructing the midnight loop. We're talking about why we overthink, how it's destroying our sleep, and most importantly, we're giving you the practical, emergency calming tips to shut it down. Welcome back to the show. I'm joined today by my good friend and someone who has spent a lot of time looking into the mechanics of the human mind, Sam. Sam, be honest, what was the last thing that kept you up at 2 a.m.?
Oh, Alex, thanks for having me. Honestly, last night, it was a what-if scenario about a flight I'm taking next month. A flight that hasn't even happened yet. It's crazy how the brain creates these high-definition horror movies the second our head hits the pillow.
If you're watching this right now and you've ever felt like your brain is a browser with 50 tabs open at night, hit that like button so we know we aren't alone in this. So, Sam, let's get into the why. Why the night? Why not at 2 p.m. during lunch?
It's actually a biological glitch in a way. During the day, we have what psychologists call cognitive distractions. You're answering emails, you're driving, you're scrolling, you're talking. Your brain is occupied. But at night, the distractions vanish.
It's the silence. The silence is loud.
Exactly. It's called stimulus control. When the external world goes quiet, the internal world gets a megaphone. But there's a deeper biological reason too. When we're tired, our prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for logic and emotional regulation, starts to power down first.
Wait, so the rational part of my brain goes to sleep, but the anxious part stays awake?
Precisely. The amygdala, your brain's alarm system, stays on high alert, so you're left with all the fear and none of the logic to talk yourself down. That's why at 3 a.m., a small mistake feels like a life-ending catastrophe.
That explains so much. I've definitely had those moments where I wake up the next morning and think, why was I even worried about that? It's not a big deal. But at the time, it felt like the world was ending. Let's talk about the anxiety piece of the puzzle, because it's not just thoughts, right? It's a physical feeling. My heart starts racing, my chest feels tight.
Right. This is the cortisol spike. Normally, cortisol, your stress hormone, should be at its lowest point when you're trying to sleep. But if you start overthinking, you trigger the fight or flight response. Your body thinks there's a literal predator in the room because you're thinking about your bank account or a relationship.
And this is where the sleep issue cycle starts. You can't sleep because you're anxious, and then you get anxious because you're not sleeping.
The sleep dread. You look at the clock and think, if I fall asleep right now, I'll only get 4 hours and 12 minutes of sleep.
I've done that math every hour on the hour.
And that math is a massive trigger. It signals to your brain that time is a threat. Now you're even more wired. We have to break that cycle by changing how we view the quiet time before bed.
Okay, we've diagnosed the problem. Everyone watching probably recognizes themselves in this. Let's get to the how to stop it. Sam, give us the toolkit. What do we do when the loop starts?
Tip number 1 is the brain dump. And I don't mean on your phone.
Why not the phone?
Blue light and the infinite scroll trap. Get a physical notebook. Keep it by the bed. If a thought is looping, write it down. Tell your brain, I have recorded this. It is safe. We will deal with it at 9 a.m. It externalizes the internal.
I love that. It's like closing the tab on your computer. What else?
The 4-7-8 breathing technique. This is a biological hack. Inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. The long exhale forcibly activates your parasympathetic nervous system. It's like hitting the emergency brake on your heart rate.
I've tried that, and it actually works. It almost makes you feel a little heavy, which is what you want. What about the mental math people?
If your brain is racing, give it a boring task, not a stressful one. I call it the alphabet game. Pick a category like fruits or cities. Go through the alphabet. A, apple, B, banana, C, cherry. It's just enough mental load to stop the overthinking, but not enough to keep you excited or alert.
Guys, try that tonight. Seriously, instead of thinking about your ex, try to think of a fruit that starts with the letter Q. Turns to Sam. Is there even a fruit that starts with Q?
Quince. See? Now you're distracted.
Exactly.
And my final tip is the 15-minute rule. If you've been lying in bed for more than 15 or 20 minutes and you're frustrated, get out of bed.
Wait, really? Even if I'm tired?
Yes, go to a different room, keep the lights low, do something boring, read a physical book, fold some laundry. You have to break the association between your bed and your anxiety. Your bed should only be for sleep and rest. If you stay there while panicking, your brain starts to think bed equals panic room.
That is so powerful. Bed is not a panic room. I'm going to be thinking about that one for a while. Sam, this has been incredibly eye-opening. I think we've given everyone watching some real, tangible tools to take back their nights.
It's been a pleasure, Alex. Just remember to everyone listening, you aren't your thoughts at 2 a.m. That's just a tired brain trying to protect you in a very unhelpful way.
Sam, thank you so much for being here and sharing your expertise. I know I'm definitely going to be using that alphabet game tonight. And to you, the listener, the viewer, thank you for spending this time with us. If you found this helpful, please share this with that one friend who you know is probably awake right now overthinking. We're on a mission here to help you understand your mind so you can live a better, more intentional life. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the midnight loop, you are going to love what we have coming up in the next video. We're taking these concepts of mental clarity and applying them to a completely different area of your daily routine. So click that notification bell so you don't miss it. Rest well tonight, try the brain dump, and we'll see you in the next one.